right. Adjust that a little bit. Testing. Make sure we're on. Okay. Go ahead and test the check. Make sure we're getting audio here. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing to make sure that audio is coming through nice and clear along with our video. How's that sound? 1, 2, 3. All right. Testing to make sure Facebook is good. Close that out. Let's try YouTube. Can't check on the desktop. Don't want to get a feedback loop. Let's see, last call concert series. What is all that mess? Whoa. Okay. Let's check here. All right, audio's coming through good on YouTube. And our final test, Twitch. Let's see how things are coming through on Twitch. I'm following a lot of people here. Okay, a lot of people on tonight. There's probably a lot of good gaming on Twitch tonight. And our final test. There we go. And Twitch is good as well. Okay, so now that I know that we are streaming, stream is going successful, and the audio is good, let me just go through and get this shared on all the different Facebook groups out there that we like to stream these concerts on. So this is an encore presentation of the Thirsty Curses concert on Tuesday, as you can see above me here. This is hard to do in reverse. It's backwards on the webcam. But up here, Thirsty Curses, we've also listed their upcoming tour dates because they are on the road and you can catch them live yourself. But the Thirsty Curses did a concert for us on Tuesday, a virtual concert for the Last Call concert series. And they put on a really great show, but unfortunately, we had some technical issues with the live stream, and the video was, to put it lightly, unwatchable. It was basically like 1 frame a second. I'm sorry, more like a frame every 2 seconds, to be honest. And I don't know what was causing it. You know, when I ran the test at the beginning, everything seemed to be working fine, and I thought the concert went off without a hitch. The performance was fantastic. And then I got home, and I checked the Facebook video, and it's just dink, dink, dink. And I thought, oh man, what's wrong with Facebook? So I went and checked the YouTube video, and same thing, just chop, chop, chop. And so I realized that it had to be something on our end. It wasn't one of the platforms. And when I looked at it again, I noticed that the audio was just fine. So the audio wasn't chopping. It was just the video, which means it had nothing to do with the internet connection or anything. It was something in the computer, in OBS, something in the software. Must have had something, a bad setting with the bit rate or frame processing or something. I don't know. I've got to still going back and looking to figure out what the problem is. But at the end of the day, the video feed that people saw online was a mess, and I feel bad. That's my bad. The band deserved better. The audience deserved better. And that is what I'm trying to do tonight. Is normally I would wait probably about 2 weeks, not wait 2 weeks, but over the course of 2 weeks, I would take the raw video that we recorded on the cameras and I would combine it with the recording directly off the soundboard, and I will edit the final concert video that gets put up on YouTube. This is what I've been doing since our last concert with the Drowning Lovers. And like I said, that process normally takes about 2 weeks. Well, I felt so bad about what happened with Tuesday's concert that I pulled a couple all-nighters and went ahead and got the concert edited in 2 days. and I went to the band and said, guys, let me try to make it up to you. You know, I want to make sure that you guys got what you were promised, that the audience gets what they were promised. I know you got a lot of shows coming up, but I see you got a whole on Friday. You played a concert on Thursday. You got one on Saturday. Billsburg Brewery in Williamsburg, Virginia. If anybody in Williamsburg or the surrounding area happens to be watching this, you can catch them live tomorrow night, and I highly recommend you do. But I said you got this one night. I don't want to, step on your toes or compete with any of your actual live performances. But you got this one night on Friday when you're not playing a show. How about we do an encore presentation, and I will stream the edited video of the concert, and people can watch that. And it'll be it's so this is like the whole show, even the pre-show, because during the pre-show we have an interview with the band that I'd really like you guys to see. It was a great conversation. We chatted a lot about their videos. Thirsty Curses has great music videos. You can watch them on thirstycurses.com on their website, so definitely go check it out. But yeah, so but also during the pre-show we tried to feature a local artist, and in this case it was Mr. Ricky Richardson, a photographer out of Wake Forest, North Carolina, who does a lot of really great work. I've worked with him a couple times. Fantastic guy to work with, and his photos are amazing. So definitely check him out, RickyRichardsonFineArt.com. But his work did not get shown in the best light either, and so I I just wanted to make it up to everybody possible. So we're going to do this whole thing again, and you guys will get to watch it the best quality version possible. This concert is taken directly from the raw video taken off the cameras. This is the HD edited version, the high quality wave recording off of the soundboard. So this is as good as it gets, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So if you'll bear with me for just a moment, I'm going to go ahead and get this shared in a couple different Facebook groups, music groups in the area and everything, and then we will go ahead and start the pre-show. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to pull up the logo, and then we'll get started.
Welcome to the Last Call concert series, where our goal is to help independent artists get in front of the largest audience possible by live streaming concerts on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. We began with a limited series last fall that was a huge success and watched by over 10,000 people. Now we're trying to kick off an ongoing monthly series, but in order to do that, we're going to need your help. You see, no one involved in any of these shows is asked to work for free. We pay the bands, we pay the crew, we pay the venue. Each show costs several $100s to produce, and that's before we even get paid ourselves. So we started this Patreon to give music lovers like you the opportunity to pitch in and support the local music scene. We got a ton of great perks available, everything from a private podcast feed of all the live shows, to digital artwork, to even the opportunity to pitch in and tell us what bands you want to see. Heck, you'll even get your name in the credits, so everybody knows these shows were made possible by you. The series is off to a great start so far, and we got a ton of great ideas for the future, so thank you for joining us in supporting local artists and helping keep the local music scene thriving.
One day you wake up, you're a completely different person. Same name, same face, but it's like someone else is doing all the work. And it's strange, but you're up and moving around. You got some money in your wallet, places to be in town. You feel your weight shift with the turn of the wheel. This place is nothing at all like you remember. And it's strange, but you're up and moving around. They gave you a desk inside an office with a window over town. shocked, you wonder to yourself, is this even real? And the days and weeks just all run together. So many things you've got to try to not remember. Yeah, but you can't shake the feeling, can't shake the shakes, can't shake the shakes. And your friends aren't anywhere to be seen. You're all alone and telling lies to your shrink. The weight of the world is leaving bruises on your shoulders. All you really wanted was someone to warn you. It's leaving bruises on your shoulders.
Welcome, everybody, to our pre-show interview. I'm talking with the Thirsty Curses today. Guys, you want to introduce yourselves to the audience?
My name's Wilson. I play guitar, piano, and sing.
Clayton, I play bass guitar.
I'm Alex. I play lead guitar.
I'm Evan. I play drums and I sing a little bit.
Nice. Well, thank you guys for joining me, and thank you for taking some time out of your band practice to talk with us. You guys, this is one of the reasons why we were actually able to get you all together, is because this is your normal practice night. So I appreciate it. It's good to see you guys all in the same room and playing again. I guess you've gotten we're getting on the back end of the pandemic. You guys are back in the rehearsal space together and about to hit the road again too, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Next week, we're actually going out, doing a short run in the Southeast, hitting Charleston, Savannah, and Birmingham. And then we'll be back up here in front of these lovely people. And then up to Williamsburg after a real live in-person show in Raleigh. So
nice. So yeah, you guys are really going to be on the road and everything. I know like 3 days before you're doing our concert, you're going to be all the way down in Alabama, but being on the road and doing large multi-state tours is not a new thing for you guys. You guys have done that to tour for just about every album so far, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's been weekend warrior type stuff, mostly, like Thursdays through Sunday type things with maybe a couple longer ones thrown in here and there. But yeah, get out there when we can.
That's cool. So is that kind of the model that you had in mind? I know you guys have played in bands before and everything, but is that what you've kind of found? Is that the way to really get your music out there and make your money and everything. It's all about being on the road. It's not so much about album sales these days.
Certainly on the money side. I mean,
Album sales.
yeah.
What are album sales? People buy records still?
What?
No, I mean, I was looking at it the other day that we didn't really make any money in 2020 because it's all from, there was like a couple things here and there, like sales but I mean, that's just drops in the bucket. I mean, most of the money I think a band in our position can ever make is certainly playing live. But yeah, I mean, getting out there and playing live shows is one of the tools we have to reach people. We also try to make music videos. We did some of that during the pandemic. We made one for Bruises on Your Shoulders, Smash Hit, and Racing Through the Days.
I definitely want to ask you guys about those music videos because I was watching those and I was really blown away. But yeah. So yeah, you guys, well, I guess we'll go ahead and get right to it since you brought it up. Those music videos, most of the time when I'm talking to independent bands, the music video will usually just be them in a warehouse or on a local stage or something. You just have a lot of shots of a live performance, which, usually works just fine. But I'm watching your stuff and there's some crazy production value in there. You guys really go all out when you make your music videos. Tell me how some of these came to be and where the ideas came from and how you executed it. These are nuts.
They've all been done on actually extremely tight budgets, if no budget at all. The first one, talking about Racing Through the Days.
Oh yeah, well, Racing Through the Days, it's funny actually. We have a friend who Clay used to work with who also archives old educational films and all sorts of weird old films from like the 70s and 80s and sometimes earlier. And we were like Clay was watching through one night and sent me a clip. I was like, oh, we should try to do this for Racing Through the Days. And I was like, yes. And I was actually going to bed that night when he sent it. It was like midnight or something. And I got up and we actually spent the whole night just kind of using this found footage one that we put together. And then a couple months later, we did the Bruises on Your Shoulder one, which was, it was largely Clay's idea.
In collaboration with Nash Community College here in North Carolina.
Okay.
They came to us actually about producing a video with their students, right? So
they just said, we would like to do a video. Can you guys come up with something, or did they already have the concept?
Their radio station, and they liked us, so they wanted to do a project with us for a video. So we'd had this idea about kind of this stage play and this one long take video, and with their involvement, we were able to do a lot more than we would have been able to do ourselves, and for a whole lot cheaper. So, we spent about $200 on that, and that was mostly for the sets and stuff.
Cleaning up that broken bottle.
Because of the pandemic,
we bought, yeah.
Those were expensive. Those weren't real bottles, actually. Yeah. But
okay.
We found that because of the pandemic, a lot of our friends that worked in theater and in those kind of things, they were bored. They wanted something to do. So we did this actually during the pandemic, which was it took a lot of involvement. Everybody was masked up. The whole day before it, we just ran rehearsals with the set and the stage, and until we could get it all done in one take. Okay. So that whole time, everybody was social distancing and everything and wearing masks and stuff. So for the actual 3 minutes that the video took, we were able to just do that. And we think it came out pretty well. But actually, it's done. We've gotten really good feedback on it so far.
Yeah, it was really great. I was watching it and I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of a neat. Oh, that's a cool camera move. And then there's probably about 30 seconds in, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this is a whole thing. The whole music video is going to be one shot. That's really awesome. How many takes did it get to finally get it in?
That was actually our first take.
No.
We did another take after that, but that was the one we used, was the first take with all the costumes and makeup and everything.
Wow, that is cool. Well, shout out to
and then being part of the video, kind of building this machine and then stepping back and watching it unfold in front of me. It was pretty cool. So,
that is cool. And shout out to the kids at Nash Community College. They did great work.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Isaac Anderson, a good friend of mine, he did the camera work and helped edit with it. So he did an amazing job.
Okay. And I also had a lot of fun watching which one was it? Smash Hit, which you mentioned earlier. Tell me, how hard is it to play your instruments in the ring with the wrestlers?
Can I take that one? I play drums, and so I had the whole kit set up. All the band was kind of set up in the back corner, allowing for the
I
performance.
could see in the wide shots, you guys are.
Yeah. And so we somehow we fit all of our gear really in that little corner. And I had never been on a wrestling ring, like square ring before. I didn't know how much they bounced. I didn't realize.
I was going to say they're pretty bouncy, I think.
Yeah, so when you have 8 people on that thing jumping around, and the band was, these guys were jumping around and looking really good. And so playing the drums, trying to keep steady, it was just falling all over the place. It was one of the most bizarre drumming experiences I've ever had, for sure. That was like a lot of fun.
It was funny. We actually we had initially the idea to kind of sync it up with wrestling, and had done it with some old like WWF or WWE footage or whatever, and I just put up a draft to like show Clay, I think, on YouTube, like as unpublished or unlisted or whatever of that, and it was flagged for copyright within like seconds.
Yeah, and, they do that.
Yeah, and so we were like, but there was a band that Thirsty Curses used to play a lot of shows with called the Never Nots, and the front girl of that band was from a wrestling family. So I reached out to her.
Yeah, her uncle's Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh, no way. Okay, cool.
And, her sister's a wrestler and her husband's a wrestler.
Yeah, her sister was the one who like body slams me at the end or whatever.
Okay.
But and she put me in touch with her sister, who's like a professional wrestler, and then she like put us in touch with Firestar, which is a wrestling school, a professional wrestling school in Greensboro.
That's where we ended up shooting the video.
Yeah.
And just like with the theater people, it was like the wrestlers there was no wrestling shows going on at the time. So this was we were really lucky at the time to be able to get these people to come and do their craft for us for the experience of it. And it was pretty awesome.
It was awesome.
It was definitely, I've been saying it was the most fun day I had in 2020. Just like hanging out there. It was awesome. It was so much fun.
Well, I got to say congratulations to you guys for being, so creative and making the most of the situation. Obviously 2020 was a real bummer for everybody, and a lot of stuff was all screwed up. But, the fact that you guys were able to find all these people who really wanted to do something, hell, if nothing else, I'm sure they just wanted to get out of the house, but they had talent, they had skills, and more than anything, they had time, and you guys were able to capitalize on that and really come up with some great stuff. That's a mark of some real creativity that you guys got out there and did that. Last music video question, kind of along those lines. Is it a similar story with Dimlet Cathedral?
Yeah, I mean that's a
great one.
Because again, a fully animated, of that quality, a fully animated music video for an indie band is that's astounding. I loved it.
Yeah, so I actually used to study Russian history and stuff, and I have a master's in Russian studies. It's a lesson in the impractical, but that's actually an old Soviet cartoon that I cut up and made it fit with the video.
That's a weird ass cartoon.
Yeah, it's like from the 70s, and so I figured since it was Soviet, there's probably no copyright. So
only one way to find out. YouTube didn't say anything, so I guess it's okay, right?
So, yeah, it's a good sign.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that one was just sort of came together because I was trying to figure out something for that video that would match it. And
okay, some of the I swear, just watching it, some of the singing actually matched up with your vocals. It was so close. Like I was looking at him going, this is way too high end for them to have done it themselves. But then I'm looking at him like, but it matches up so damn well. I'm confused.
When I was editing it, there were some times I was like, oh my God, it looks just like it.
Yeah, it turned out great. And yeah, for anybody who hasn't seen it, I definitely recommend going to the Thirsty Curses website, thirstycurses.com, and scroll down and check out their music videos. They got about a half dozen really awesome. Each one's completely different, totally different styles. And like I said, it's just so impressive to see what you've done on that front.
And also check out the music videos on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, and you'll know when we make some more, because we got a lot more in the works. So.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sorry we spent the first 15 minutes of this talking about the video stuff, but as a video guy, I geek out on that stuff.
Yeah, we don't
just wanted to mention one thing. You mentioned 2020. We've had a lot of changes of band in 2020. We got two new members. This is Evan Miller on the drums. He's been with us since
July of
July of last year. And Alex, our new guitarist, is relatively new. So,
okay.
We're getting together where we're working together as a band again, and so working on a new album and everything. So,
yeah, circumstances
moving forward
related to the pandemic kind of had some turnover. Just, I mean, everyone's fine.
We lost two members, but not they're fine.
So, just circumstances in their life kind of pulled them into other directions. So, especially once the pandemic hit.
Right. Well, that was something that I wanted to ask you guys a little bit. I was reading some in your bio. First of all, you're a relatively new band. You guys put out your first album in 2017. In the, 4 or 5 years you guys have been together, you've put out 3 albums and had quite a few lineup changes. So I guess one of the things I was curious about is, how did those lineup changes affect your band, affect the sound? I saw in some cases that between the time that an album was recorded and the time the album came out, you would have 1 or 2 members change up. Is that a weird feeling to go out to, like, for the new release of an album, to go out to support it and your lineup and your sound is already a little different?
Yes.
Sorry, I ramble sometimes.
It has been difficult, but it's kind of okay because the songs, I don't know, it kept the songs fresh in some degree. And also, like, some certain songs are recorded just in a way that, like, isn't for example, You Don't Have to Tell Me That You Love Me was actually, like, the drummer Phil and I at the time really recorded that and kind of pulled in the others later. And so, like, by the time we were even playing that live, even with the same lineup, it was actually kind of different than it was on the album, because on the album it's more of an acoustic take. But yeah, when I first I actually moved to Raleigh in like 2016.
Okay.
And I'd been moving around a lot in the preceding years. My ex-wife, but wife at the time, was an academic, and I was doing some of that stuff. So we moved around a lot for a period. And so once I got to Raleigh, I did kind of want to put down roots and start like a band, because I had a lot of built up material too at that time that I had been kind of recording here and there, but didn't really like anything. And because I was moving around so much, none of the projects I felt like had any time to sort of, get some exposure.
Right.
So there was like a lot of buildup. At least I had a lot of buildup of material. So that first album, for example, we had only been together a couple months, but we, played enough to kind of be able to go into the studio and lay it down.
Okay.
And after that record, shortly thereafter, the lead guitarist, Kelly, left the band, and then we got this guy, Kevin, to come in. So I don't know, it has just been...
it's a lot of revolving doors of, not in a good way, like the more musicians are working on the records, the more, like, the different sounds you get, the different styles you get, and at the speed in which he writes songs, like, you'll never have the same lineup for one. You can't. You just songs too fast. So it's a good thing. But
and yeah, I mean, as far as like the changing of the sounds, like I do think there's a big difference between All Shook Up and Self-Titled, which was like the second and third one, which is where I guess there was the big sort of lineup change. But I mean, I actually thought it worked out pretty well in the sense that it was the same presentation of sort of the same type of material, but in a different presentation. Sort of, I feel like All Shook Up's more of a punk album, whereas the third album is sort of more of like just a general rock album. Okay. So I mean, it's sometimes, I don't know, the silver linings exist as well. So.
Well, and one other thing, the first two you recorded in a studio. You like went out to the studio and recorded with a producer, but was it the third one you guys actually recorded at home?
That's right.
How'd you find that affected the sound and the whole recording process and the dynamic of everything, like the switch from going into the studio versus recording it at home? I imagine you have a lot more time. When you have to book studio space, you got to pound those songs out real quick, but when you're at home, you can kind of take some time to work them out.
You would think we would have more time, but that one we actually we had just gotten a distribution deal with a record company, and so we were kind of on a time frame that we established for ourselves to get it done in time to have it delivered to the studio.
Okay.
Yeah, they said to basically put it out in 2020. That we needed to get into it by like July, and now they told us that in like May. So we basically took June, and those first 2 weeks we hit it really, really hard and like tracked everything. And I know this guy who's mixed some stuff for me in the past who actually lives in Austin. But he was free, and we were able to send him the tracks that he was kind of mixing. So it was like all happening on a rolling basis, which was pretty neat. But in a way, it was almost like being in a studio because we were on this time crunch. And that is the one drawback I do find with recording at home, is that there's no like immediacy. Like there is sort of this, I can do it later type thing. And then they can drag on and never really, I've seen it. I've been in bands where that happens and seen it happen a lot where, so I mean,
you need the pressure, you need that urgency.
And I like trying to kind of even create the idea that like we're crunched for time. It seems to help to get things done.
Yeah. Well, yeah, guys, I think that covers a lot of it. We mentioned a little bit about your touring. You guys really hit the road. You have done a lot of touring, support each of your albums. And right now, as of the time we're recording this, you're about to go back on the road. As of the time people are watching it, you're in the middle of your first tour to support your album that came out at the end of 2019. How's it feel to get back out on the road?
I think we are excited to get on the road and start playing some shows again. I mean, that's what bands do. So,
well, I want to say on that, the note of like playing the self-titled record, like promoting it with the tour, finally, like we're in rehearsals, we've been kind of pushing the idea of playing entire albums and having being able to play start to finish each record. And so I'm excited to play the entire new record start to finish on this tour. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Like just being able to say like in order, in sequence, is pretty cool.
Well, that'd be cool. People get a chance to hear some of the songs they don't normally hear on the road.
Yeah, and I mean we were starting to promote it, and we had a bunch of the tour we're on whenever this is airing or taking next week or was actually dates that were set up for 2020. And when the vaccine was announced in November, I emailed a lot of those venues. Was like, can we have the same date in 2021? And a lot of them did work out. I mean, we were supposed to be hitting Atlanta on this trip, but that venue that we were supposed to play still isn't open yet.
Oh, man. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to talk with me and do this interview before the show. I guess we'll go out by, if you guys have any social media or websites or anything you want to promote, go ahead and let people know where they can find you.
YouTube, Facebook,
Instagram.
We're even on the TikTok.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, right.
Thirsty Curses.
If you type in Thirsty Curses into the internet, we're the only Thirsty Curses.
You'll find us.
Primarily Facebook and Instagram. Those are the two that we
www.thirstycurses.com.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me for the interview. And of course, thank you very much for doing the show and performing for our audience. I know they're going to love it. So thanks again and have a great show.
We forgot to mention PayPal and Venmo.
Thanks for having us.
The most important sites.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Last Call concert series, where our goal is to help independent artists get in front of the largest audience possible by live streaming concerts on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. We began with a limited series last fall that was a huge success and watched by over 10,000 people. Now we're trying to kick off an ongoing monthly series, but in order to do that, we're going to need your help. You see, no one involved in any of these shows is asked to work for free. We pay the bands, we pay the crew, we pay the venue. Each show costs several $100s to produce, and that's before we even get paid ourselves. So we started this Patreon to give music lovers like you the opportunity to pitch in and support the local music scene. We got a ton of great perks available, everything from a private podcast feed of all the live shows, to digital artwork, to even the opportunity to pitch in and tell us what bands you want to see. Heck, you'll even get your name in the credits, so everybody knows these shows were made possible by you. The series is off to a great start so far, and we got a ton of great ideas for the future, so thank you for joining us in supporting local artists and helping keep the local music scene thriving.
I'm feeling blue, caught in an existential mood. You see now every day is ordinary. I can't find the will to tie my shoes. It was a good week on the road, but now it's back to digging holes. Yeah, well, everything's so extraordinarily colorless and focus group approved. I'm feeling helpless without a paddle up Shit's Creek. It's like I'm watching my mortuary cavalcade come lay me down to sleep. Try not to worry, put a little color in my cheeks. If I can make it through this purgatory, there's no telling what's in store for me. Here we go, yeah, and I'm so tired of wearing this disguise. I'm gonna cut out the people and take my own advice. It's been a long time crying, but this time I'll get it right. I'm gonna give myself a slice of paradise. Hello, Internet. We are Thirsty Curses, rock and roll band from Raleigh. Curse the moment, what did I pay for? She's in perfume, I'm a boss. Whoa. kids, well, they don't see you anymore. And the girls, well, they don't need you like they did before. Yeah, you tumbling like some creature in earth. Yeah, and I don't know the answer. Yeah. That tune was called Holy Moly, which is the title track off our first album. This next one's called VHS Release, first track off of our most recent album. Like I'm living through a sequel which was straight to VHS release, where all the characters are played by different actors except for me. Story goes pretty much the same, give and take a couple things. It goes on until it's over, then we all just move on. What the hell we gonna do now? I gave up drinking, picked up sitting home alone and being bored. It's okay, some days are better than others. Overall, I guess I feel pretty good. Still, sometimes I get so nervous and anxious, I feel rotten at my core. Just wanna blow the whole thing up and go somewhere I've never been before. When nobody knows my name or about any of the shit that I did. What the hell we gonna do now? Man, I sure hope they'll wave me through. Nobody's coming back for you. Feels like I'm having a reaction to reality, where all the chemicals inside my brain are making me think crazy things. Story goes pretty much the same, give or take a couple things. It goes on until it's over, then we all just move on. What the hell we gonna do now? Man, I sure hope they'll wave me through. Nobody's coming back for you. So what the hell are we gonna do? All right, switching over to the keys. My name is Wilson. This is Clay, Alex, and Evan. This song is called Bruises on Your Shoulders. One, two, three, oh! face, but it's like someone else is doing all the work. And it's strange, but you're up and moving around. You got some money in your wallet, places to be in town. You feel your weight shift with the turn of the wheel. This place is nothing at all like you remember. And it's strange, but you're up and moving around. They gave you a desk inside an office with a window down. You feel your heart sink when she walks in the room. This girl is nothing at all like you remember. She looks strange, but she's up and storming around. There's always palpable tension when you're both inside the house. Your friends aren't anywhere to be seen. You're all alone, telling lies to your stranger. Where the world is leaving bruises on your shoulders. All you really wanted was someone to warn you. It's leaving bruises on your shoulders. Feel a little shell-shocked, you wonder to yourself, is this even real? And the days and weeks just all run together. So many things you've got to try to not remember. Yeah, but you can't shake the feeling, can't shake the shakes, can't shake the shakes. And your friends aren't anywhere to be seen. You're all alone, telling lies to your stranger. Where the world is leaving bruises on your shoulders. All you really wanted was someone to warn you. It's leaving bruises on your shoulders. All right. This next one is called Cold Black Ink. One of my favorites, I suppose. Where do I stand in this massive collection of people and movements, consents and objections, statements of reason, certificate of fact? Sit in the back and I wait to react and you call out my name. I say, hey, how's We, of course, have a website, thirstycurses.com. We got some merch and stuff there. We got some cool new t-shirt designs. Welch and Kloss. But yeah, a couple albums. We're on all the streaming sites and stuff. If you like these tunes, check out the album versions and stuff. Most of these have been released. This next one's called Red Marks. Marks on your chest, you better is called Condoms Are for Sailors. Which, incidentally, was based entire. I saw that phrase once on a print that a friend had. But anyway, this one's called You Don't Have to Tell Me That You Love Me. It's a little different from that last one. Got a little bit of a whistling. Well, it's nice to be playing in front of you fine people of the internet. But we are also excited that we have been playing some shows in person. And we have one this Thursday here in Raleigh at Night Rider. And then on Saturday, we'll be at Billsburg Brewery in Williamsburg. Some more dates after that. We got a couple more for you guys. This next one's called I Want to Wreck Your Car. Normally when we do live streams, we're at home. This one's called Dimlet Cathedral. It's a pretty cool video for this and a bunch of the other ones we've done tonight. But so we're check out our YouTube. If you search Thirsty Cursors, we'll be there. All right. It's the long folk revival. I'ma write my motto in stone. Yeah, in stone. Say here lies the good life. Don't whisper to me when I die. Yeah, to be stopped. My home is empty. There's a long lost song on my tongue. On my tongue. It's the new education of Henry Adams, I guess. Yeah, yes. Whoa, whoa, you. And the floor won't roll me in, won't wind up and throw. You're there and I'm back here on my own. You said the one trap I'd never foil. You went on out there, start slowing me to you. It's a long folk revival. I'ma write my motto in stone. You like the good life tone. Whisper to me when I die. My home is empty. There's a long lost song on my tongue. New education of Henry Adams. I wouldn't fall, won't roll me in, won't wind up and throw. You're there and I'm back here on my own. You said the one trap I'd never fall. You went on out there. Start slowing me to We got one more for you guys. Thanks for hanging out and watching, either in present time or after the fact. The song is called Exile Again. We're Thirsty Curses. Thanks for hanging out.